Today I get to do an interview with Charles Oliveira. I really appreciate Charles. He's a very talented man. He's had amazing fights, multi-time champion at UFC. Most performance of the nights win, 13-time winner of the performance of the night, most in UFC history. I was at your fight at Madison Square Garden 2 weeks ago. I was at your fight where you didn't make weight the one time, and you win the fight, but not the belt. I thought it was terrible.
Yeah, he's thankful to be here, to the opportunity, and he's very happy that God made a plan for him, that he was able to conquer all that, making all those bonuses, becoming a champion, and he's super thankful, and it's a pleasure to be here.
How you get started in MMA? So little Charles is back in Brazil. What are the things that happened that lead to you to be involved in martial arts and later at UFC?
So he started in the favela. He's from the very, very hard times in Brazil. And he was a kid. His mom tried to put him in a lot of different sports, swimming. His dream was to become a soccer player, like all the kids are in Brazil. But then he did soccer, he did swimming. He started doing a lot of different sports. But then his mom eventually put him in jiu-jitsu, and he fell in love with jiu-jitsu, and he was getting better, and he was competing a lot. But eventually he was not making money, that he made a transition to MMA. And then super quickly, he did a couple fights that he started making a lot more money than he was doing in jiu-jitsu. And then he started taking serious because he said, oh, okay, on that sport, I can make a lot of money.
Difficult at the time. Really now, just starting now, you can start making some money in jiu-jitsu, huh? Just pure jiu-jitsu. That 10 years ago, there's no money in jiu-jitsu, yeah?
Yeah, he said yesterday he was watching the UFC Fight Pass invitation, and he was very happy, saying, wow, these guys making the money now. They can leave for jiu-jitsu. They don't need to make a transition to go fight MMA, because now they're getting paid. They on TV, they on the UFC, and I'm very happy because of this, because back in the days, 10, 15 years ago, I was making no money. I was paying to compete, and I was just getting a medal. I was getting no money. So, but today it changed, and I'm very happy that jiu-jitsu got to this level.
Yeah, my other friends from Brazil, Gilbert Burns, Claudia Gadeja, who does the Fight Pass, they say the same thing, that they love jiu-jitsu, but they have to learn fighting because no money at that time. And now, Fight Pass Invitational and some of the other jiu-jitsu organizations, you can make decent money. Mikey Musumeci was main event yesterday. He came in to train with me in like 1 week, 10 days. 10 days, Mikey will come train with us. But yeah, there's so many people very talented in just jiu-jitsu and not fighting. But you had to make that transition as well, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He said he's happy because even though it's not his time right now, but he was able to help to open the doors to these guys today that at his time, his daddy was telling, hey, you're not making no money with jiu-jitsu, like you cannot keep doing it. And then he made him do the transition to MMA, but he said, if my time was like that was making a lot of money with jiu-jitsu, in your time too, he asked me and say, I think we're maybe not going to do the transition to MMA, we're just going to keep doing jiu-jitsu. And yeah, but time is different. He's very happy to these guys that are doing that nowadays.
No, but I think it worked out very well for you, for Claudia, for many of the Brazilians, for him to go to MMA. It worked out very well over time. But I imagine it's frustrating. The early time where you're like, I got to go do this extra now. I'm sure it's very frustrating.
He said nowadays, looking back, now we're looking all the success, it's worth it. Like he will do it again. But looking back was very frustrating because he needs to turn to MMA, and then he started learning even a new jiu-jitsu because now they punch me in the face. Now I got to learn what to do. And then with all the transition, it took a lot of time, and I had a lot of doubts. Okay, that's gonna be the case, so I gotta do these. And even his dad tell him, hey, like we gotta do MMA, like that. That's what we're gonna do. And then he said, but now he can see him, but he's still happy for these guys from jiu-jitsu too.
I trained with Royce Gracie all week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the last 4 days. And of course, I'm respectful and not rough with him. But if I throw an elbow or a punch here, I don't hit him. I just hit, of course. But he said, "This is not jujitsu. This is not jujitsu." I said, "Well, good thing you're an MMA champion."
He said he respects Royce a lot, but was very hard on the transition on the beginning because his jiu-jitsu was so good, and then he used to play guard and be in a very good position, but then the guy was beating him up, and then he had to adjust. And he says it's very hard too because sometimes you get a lot of guys with very high level jiu-jitsu, but when they transition, they're not as good doing MMA, and it's very hard. But to other guys, it's easier. But yeah, it's not easy, the transition.
I think about money all the time. I made my life in thinking about business and martial arts later. And I don't ask with any disrespect, but why not take the time to learn English? It cost you $10 million so far, and more coming, to not have good English.
It's very hard. He's on the time to try to learn, but he said every time that he comes on the beginning of the trip is a little hard, but eventually he's listening. He said he understands a lot of English, but then he loves to be in Brazil. Then he goes back to Brazil, and then he said he misses it again. But every time that he comes, he start understanding, he starts speaking, and he said he has a dream to start speaking English and talk to his fans, but he also loves to be in Brazil, so it's kind of very hard for him. He's studying, but he's slowly getting better, but it's hard because he loves to be in Brazil and he got to come here. He said when he travels, every time he learns a little bit more, but he said he understands a lot, but it's just kind of very hard for him to speak.
The American people, they love you. Europe and other English-speaking places, they know who you are, they love you, they want to know about you. And when I think about him, I think about Jose Aldo, I think about Alex Pereira, is costing, $5, $10, $20 million to not have, that ability, through the career, is make more money speaking English than you make fighting, now that you're established and now that you're the man that you are.
He said he's on that way. He's thinking more about that. He's on that timing because he understands that, but he likes to be in Brazil. Then every time that he comes here, he feels that. He said, I want to learn every time more. I'm on the way, on that timing to get better on my English.
Sweet. What are your goals left in MMA for your career? You're highly ranked again, right at the top, multi-time champion, should be champion more even. Because what are your goals left? What do you want to accomplish at UFC and in your fighting career yet?
I still want to keep my legacy. I want to become a champion. I want to become a champion again. It would be nice to be the baddest MF in the game too. And I'm just want to keep breaking records. Whenever I got on the UFC, that was my goal, to break the records. I broke a lot of records, and I want to keep doing the same thing. I want to become a champion and break more records.
Sweet. It's like me thinking about money, like things are okay, but I wake up like a beaver. The beaver has to go find the wood to build his dam. You don't even know why. That's just what a beaver does. You understand what I'm saying?
The beaver.
Like, a beaver, the animal?
Yeah.
He takes the wood, he cuts down the tree, and he builds the dam to stop the water. You know what I mean?
Yeah, El Cupim.
Yeah. So the joke I'm making is I have this same thing addiction where I don't really need to do anything, but I think but like the beaver has to make his dam, and I'm supposed to make some money, and he's supposed to collect some new records.
You see, I like money too, a lot, but I don't focus on the goal. I just focus on my legacy. For sure, I want more bonus. For sure, I want to win more and provide to my family and have options to do whatever I want to do with the money, but I don't keep chasing the money. When I go to a fight, I want to be the guy, I want to win. I want to be a winner, but I don't think about the money. But the money keeps catching me, Whenever I finish my fight, they say, "Oh, you got a bonus." They say, "See, I didn't look for the bonus, but the bonus looked for me." So for sure, we need money, but I focus on my legacy, on fight, and to be a winner.
This is a very smart way of thinking, that when somebody it's a very poor people everywhere, America, every country, they think, I want some money. They're not thinking about the thing, how are we going to get the money? What is the thing that I would have to do to earn the money? And the best way to get what you want is to deserve the thing. So I'm always thinking, what could I do? How could I help this person that they'd be happy to do something for me? What could I do here that someone would be happy to do something for me? And when you're thinking this way of doing the right things to create value, to be the best at what you do, the money can come. If you're just thinking money, there's no money coming.
He said it's exactly that. That's what he did. He get a very small circle, and then he said he hired a couple guys that you're gonna fix this and that for me. I just wanna focus on my training because I wanna be the best. Whenever I become the best, I know I'm gonna make a lot of money, but I just wanna be the best. I wanna train, rest, stay with my family, and then he get a very small circle. He gave a lot of other guys to make sure all his things, and they say, okay, well, you guys get all these done. I'm just gonna train and be the best that I can be because I want to become a champion again. And he knows he's becoming a champion again. He's gonna make a lot of money.
It's very smart. Dumb person is very concerned about right now, how I do get something I don't deserve right now, and all the money I made in business is thinking, how do we do big things over time? Create something substantial over time. And then in the stock market, every idiot, they would say, I want to be a trader. They want to make a little money right now. And you know how I think about stock market. I think, well, what could I be doing right now that the people don't like it? I look stupid right now, but in 2 years, 3 years, I make a lot of money. And doing this thing, and I made a lot of money. So.
He said, that's the same I do. I get a very small team, and I'm gonna work everything in the long term. So I get this guy to take care of a couple things. I hired this guy, keep my circle very small. He said, it's just like a sponsor that I got. I got a very good sponsor, and I could go crazy, ask for a crazy amount of money, but they're just gonna be able to pay for a small time. So I'd rather get paid very good, but deliver a very good work for this guy. They're happy with my work. And instead of being their sponsor for only 1 year, we're gonna grow together. I'm gonna grow their brand. They're gonna pay me more. Instead of have that sponsor for only 1 year, I deliver a lot. They pay me good, and we be with the sponsor for 10 years. Then after 10 years, I make a lot of money. They're happy. We both won. And I got money for my family, for my training and everything. So that's the same way I do. I get a small circle, good person around. They take care of a lot of things, and I just work very hard.
I think about the MMA stuff. There's so much overlap between business and martial arts. A lot of the way that a person has to think to be successful. And in martial arts training, I spent so much time. You were there doing with me. Like, I want to be in the worst positions, do all the things that nobody wants to do. Not offense, no, defense first. And then you have good foundation, and then you have more confidence. Your defense very strong, then now I have the confidence to do offensive things.
It's kind of like that too, the way he does. He tries to be slow, he don't try to go too fast. That's the same thing. Sometimes he does a little investment, and the guy say, hey, but you're going too slow. He say, yeah, but I want to be safe, I want to go slow. Same thing that I do with my technique. Same thing that you were saying. He said, yeah, sometimes I got to go slow, take my time, learn. Even if it's going to take a little time for me to learn, I want to learn first and then get to a business. The same thing that he does on the martial arts.
First year martial arts training, Gilbert and everybody else come over, smaller than me, and beat me up, and then beat me up some more. First year, just beat up every day. Second year, you learn to defend a little, and then they find a different way to beat me up. And then third year, I start getting tired of getting beat up, and offense got a little better.
You train with a lot of tough guys. Say on the beginning, it's gonna be like that. On the beginning, we're gonna suffer so much, but then after a couple of years, in Brazil, 5-10 years, you actually get very good. And they say, and especially you're training only with high-level guys. So for sure, the beginning is gonna be very hard. But whenever it's a couple more years, when you become a black belt, your level is gonna be so high that it's gonna be worth it.
Yeah, I think this is the right way. That I think martial arts, stock market, business, same type of thinking. Like, you have to learn like there's 1,000 ways you could get f***ed up. 1,000 things can go wrong. and you have to stop most of those things, and then sometimes you see good opportunity, and if you can stop the bad things from happening, then it becomes easier to see good opportunity and feel very confident that we go strong now, we go explosive now, heavy now. But you don't have to be good at 1,000 things. You have to protect yourself from 1,000 bad things and be good at 5 opportunities.
He said, yeah, make a lot of mistakes, like a white belt in the beginning, because I start fighting in the U.S. and I gotta go back to Brazil, and there was paying tax here, and I was paying tax there, and we're losing money. I gotta change the money I was making in the U.S. Then I gotta change for reais, and I was making a lot of mistakes. And then I started, okay, I gotta learn that I cannot lose money. And then I was kind of, and he said the best thing, I was paying a lot of attention. I was paying attention more what I was doing. I was asking, I was getting help, because he said, I would start thinking like I was fighting, when I was exchanging money or doing anything, I gotta pay attention, otherwise I'm gonna get caught. But on the fight, I'm gonna get caught. On the business, I'm gonna lose money. So he said I start to correlating those things too, to like, okay, I gotta pay more attention. I gotta focus like I'm focused on the fight, so I don't make mistakes and I don't lose here too.
How does he feel about the MSG fight? I know Mike Chandler. He come train with me a few years ago. I thought you looked amazing. You very dominant, 4.5 rounds, looked fantastic. Despite maybe, I don't want to talk bad about Mike, but maybe Mike didn't follow all the rules. He forgot some of the rules that night. But despite this, you look amazing. How are you feeling about the fight when you look back at it now?
So I was going to the fight. The plan was going perfect. I even had the injury going to the fight. So, and then we had a plan, and I was following the plan, and everything was going very good. Even on the first round, the first, second punch that he threw an eye poke. And I talked to him, I talked to the ref, and he said no, it wasn't. But he know it was a eye poke. But yeah, we kept fighting. I was doing exactly what we trained, exactly what we thought we were gonna do. The game plan was going perfect until the last 30 seconds, 1 minute of the fight, when he literally threw a good right hand on me that I felt a little bit. He hits hard, but I actually believe in the first fight he was, I don't know, I think he was very prepared, because in the first fight he hit me pretty hard. This time it wasn't that hard. He hurt me, but I was okay. But he was following up after the first punch. The second punch was not a punch, was an eye poke. And I even put my hands on my face to kind of let him know, and the referee knows, and then he kept punching. And then I don't want to say nothing bad about Michael Chandler, but the way I think he's such a high level fighter that he don't need that. But then he gave me like over 6 punches on the back of my head. He grabbed the fence, he eye poked me twice. I don't want to say nothing bad about him, but the referee make a lot of mistakes too. He, at the first time that happened in the first round, he could have said something and he stopped that to happening. And even though a couple of times I showed the referee, hey, he's grabbing my gloves, I showed him many times, he didn't say anything. And Michael Chandler was there, he was hungry, I was hungry. It was a lot to win after it was a title shot if you win the fight. I know he was kind of doing everything in his power. I will not do that. But I can't say nothing bad about him. But that was a good fight. Even though all that things happened, that was a great performance. I could have lost that opportunity. It was those punches back of my head. I could lost. But even with all of that, with the injury that I had, I still able to win and did a good performance with all those crazy things that happened during the fight.
I don't want to say much bad about Michael Chandler either, but I think the people see what happened at Madison Square Garden. The people see what happened with his Poirier fight, where you're doing a lot of the same, and it does not make him look good. Yeah. He's a very talented, hard man. I don't think it makes him look good to do some of these things.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't like to say nothing bad about any opponent that I have, but this one was very hard because everything happening. I remember the worst moment of this fight was after the eye poke. I tried to take him down and I landed on bottom on the butterfly guard, and I body locked him, and I was about to get up, and then he put both hands on my face, and his both tongue went on both of my eyes, and then I had to let go of the position. So even though we had a signed hat with both signature, I have that one in my house. I respect him a lot, but this one was a very hard fight, like to keep respecting him. But I'll try, But that one was a hard fight.
But we're laughing because he wins.
Yeah.
If the same happened and he lose, that shit's not funny.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying. He said that was crazy. When I go back to look, I asked the UFC, I want to get the title again. Whoever, I don't care who you guys gonna give me to fight for the title. I don't care who. And they said Michael Chandler, and he said, I don't care. You guys sure if I beat him going for the title? They say yes. Okay, I'll fight Michael Chandler, no problem. So and then I got the injury, and then I'm going to the fight, and then I do everything perfect. I gonna beat this guy, and every time on the break when I sit down and my corners come to talk to me, they say you won the round, and that's everything that I want to hear. I was doing everything by the book, everything the way we train. Every time I sit down, they say we won. Okay, we won. Let's go. Let's keep going. And 40 seconds to the fight to be done, I did everything perfect. And then I got eye poke and got all of that. Was kind of frustrated. I'm thankful that everything went on my way, but when I reflect back, was crazy. It couldn't go my way. So yeah, I'm glad it went my way.
No, same in respect, yeah. When you want to fight again, you think you have your title shot in a few months?
January, they're going to be fighting. I'm going to be there to watch. And it can go both ways, I don't know which way it goes. But it might take so long to whoever wins to fight again. Might be just the end of the year. I don't want to wait that much, to be honest. I like to fight. I like to stay busy. And they have the BMF. So we'll see after January. We'll see how that goes.
I respect you. You do so good in your career. You always fight, honorably. You fight hard. It's exciting fights, many submissions, knockouts. And everybody loves you. Everybody respects you. And thank you for making the time to come here. So I ask every champion. I did interviews, 250 champions from all sorts of sports, many fighters, but all sorts of sports. I always ask at the end of the interview, if you ever see someone with like Olympic gold medal or fancy Super Bowl ring or big championship belt, you ever see someone like this who did everything by themselves? They did not have a good coach, team, people to help them?
It's impossible. You can do anything alone. I have a great people around me. I have my family that they give me a lot of will to fight, and I have an amazing team. They super capable of. They very high level, and they push me to my best. Even though I'm a very confident guy, I work super hard, but I need those guys to sometimes. I'm not perfect. I'm a little bit down, and I need those guys to come and bring me up again. So I have a great team, great people around me, not just my team, but I have a lot of good people around me that help me, that teach me, and I fight for them. And I have God in my life. Thankful, very thankful for God, for my family, and for those persons around me and all my team.
Everything good that happened in my life, I grew up very poor. My father was not there, my mother. But everything good happened in my life is like I had to work hard. I had to find good teacher, good coach, good mentor, sometimes from a book, then later in person. But I could not do anything without having, the guidance of other people that did before me. I appreciate your help and everyone else that helped me with martial arts. I got help like this in business too. And if I try to do things by myself, when I hear other people say, I'm going to do it my way, I'm going to do it, they're going to do it by themselves, then you're going to have very limited results. You're not going to have champion results. You're going to have poverty results.
Yeah, he said one of the good advice that I got from my dad was sometimes I won a couple fights, and even though if I lost, and they say, hey, we got to keep moving forward. If you won, you celebrate a little bit, and you go forward. If you lose, you're not going to stay down a little bit. We're going to keep going forward. And I have a lot of guys like that in my life, a lot of coaches, a lot of people that help me I brought that coach with me. He's Coach Gio. He's not even a coach. He's not even a trainer. He never fought on his life. But he's a guy that knows me, that does a lot of other things for me. He's the guy that is on my circle, that work a lot for me. But he's not actually a professor, a coach. He's the guy that is with me, that know me, that take care of a lot of things with me. And guess what? He goes on my corner. He doesn't have a lot of work to do on my corner, but he's the guy that tell me the timing. And if he sees that I'm down, he can look on my eyes. He can bring me back if I need. And he's a guy that always with me, and he's gonna be honest with me, because nowadays it's even harder. We don't need a lot of people, but we need good people around, because as I got so big, is a lot of people want to get around, and he wants a little piece of me, and he wants to stay around. He wants money, or he wants attention, or he want to do a little social media with me to get attention. So today is very hard. So I have these guys around me, so he surround me, and he even see who's coming, who is not, because nowadays it's very hard. So I need good people around me and surround me too, so I stay safe. So yeah, by myself I cannot do anything.
I like what he keeps saying, small group. Like, I have 10 friends. Everybody wants something. A lot of people, 1,000, million people want something from me. But I have 10 friends, and I know how to be a good friend. I like to be around people that are a good friend to me. I don't need all this attention or all this noise around me. I like that you're thinking this way too. And I think successful people think this way.
Yeah, I love that small circle. I got all the guys that I need around me, because when you go compete, when you go fight, it's a million people stalking, going crazy. Charles, I love you. But you think they really love me? If I really need these guys to be real around me, I need this guy to do something, I don't think he's gonna do, if I really need him. So I know they all love me, they all want this, but I gotta keep it simple. I gotta keep this guy. That's why I always have this guy around me, so he kind of surround me. Don't let a lot of people come, because especially nowadays, nowadays it's crazy. Everybody wants a little piece. Everybody wants something. So I love what you're saying too. I have to keep it super small. I don't have more than 10 people around me. It's always that group, they real. Sometimes it's very hard even to open up to a new guy, kind of like he gotta pass through years with us. He's been there, he's done that, he's been in a good time and a bad time. Then he might eventually get on a circle, but it's not easy.
What advice would he give for a young person that's watching this now on YouTube or some clip on Instagram? What do you say to a young person who wants to be, wants to make a lot of money in business, wants to be, a champion fighter, wants to be somebody successful at something different? What do you say to a young person who wants to be somebody, do something successful at a high level? What are, 2 or 3 things that are necessary to be that person later?
He just said the same thing that you said. When you have a dream, don't let it only be an imagination, a dream, the things that you wake up and think about it. This has to be a goal. You gotta work towards making a plan and work towards it. It gotta be a goal. It gotta be something that you're not only thinking about it, but you're really planning and work towards.
A dream is something a baby has, a little child. A child has a dream, and it could be a beautiful, vivid dream. And then it realized that it pissed itself in the bed, and he wakes up from his dream and he cries for his mommy to come wipe his ass. But a man or a productive woman, they don't have a dream. You might have a little dream, but wake up from your dream and then go work on your goals. And your goals are what's important. That if you like your short-term emotions more than your goals, then all you will have is dream. And someday your mommy's not going to come to wipe your ass. So what is important is your goals.
You see, I love what you're saying, because I do the same. Because when the guys come, I have a dream to be this, and they say, yeah, but what are you doing? Like, what do you really want? You got a dream, but you gotta work it freaking hard. You gotta be hungry. You gotta get after that thing. It's not just a little dream. You gotta work hard. You gotta wake up and you wanna be a champion? Guess what? You're gonna train so freaking hard. You gotta dedicate, and it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be a little dream. You're gonna work very hard to get it done. He says it's like a trail. You gotta go straight. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta train. I gotta train. Sometimes it's so many distractions He's, oh, he's this body, oh, he's that girl, oh, he's this, is that. And he said, but I gotta do what I gotta do. It don't matter. And that's why sometimes I need those guys around me, because sometimes the temptation is so big that I kind of start looking, and whenever I want to get out of the trail, that guy pushes me back to the trail. Let's go train. We got a fight coming up, so we gotta do this. We gotta get better. He said he loves what you're saying because it's the same thing that he does. He says it's nothing different that I do that he does. I just gotta, okay, you gotta do this. We gotta do this. Oh, I'm not feeling like it. Oh, it's raining. It's raining today, or it's sunny, or this party is there, or that person is there. I gotta train. I gotta train. I don't care what's there. I'm gonna train. I gotta do what I have to do.
Right, so for those of you listening here, if you're more concerned about your short-term emotions than your long-term goals, you're never going to accomplish any serious goals. All that matters, all you should be doing, especially a young man, the women watch this too, it's 90% men. If you're in your 20s or 30s, there's nothing for you to do except work. You should be working 100 hours a week, all through your 20s, all through your 30s. And then later on, you do whatever you want. If you do this for 15 years, you do whatever you want later. But if you don't put in that hard work, if you want to have, you're trying to get lucky, winning a lottery or the new trendy something, trading, or trying to get results without earning them, you're never going to have good results. And if you accidentally get a little result, you won't even have the little result for long. You have to earn your place in the world. So I say, do the hard work, set real goals. Don't worry about your dreams. Your dreams should inform your goals, but then you have to focus on the goals and do the work necessary to achieve the goal. And the success gods don't care about your feelings, but the success gods do reward hard work. The success gods do reward good mentors, good coaches, good teachers to help you banish some of your ignorance and make sure you're working hard on the right things. Because if you're working hard on the wrong things, you're going to make things worse, not better. Hard work is not enough. If you're working on the wrong things, you make your life worse, not better. So get a good teacher, good coach, good mentor who's already done the things that you want to accomplish. Listen to their advice. Not only accept the hard work, embrace the hard work. When we talk about MMA or like training how I am, this is a hobby. It's not even my business. It's not even my career. To me, this is a hobby. It's his career. They're excellent. Some of the best in the world ever doing what they've done. That's why I want to learn from them. But when I look at a normal person that they say, I want to do this, I want to do that, and I say, well, if I'm taking my hobbies more seriously than you're taking your goals, how am I supposed to take you seriously? And nobody else is going to take you seriously. So you have to take yourself seriously. You have to use those dreams to inform your goals. Find a good coach, teacher, mentor who's already accomplished the goals that you want to accomplish, and then listen to their advice, and go do the things necessary to be the person that you want to be. So Charles, respect to you. Thank you very much for coming. Okay. Thank you, sir. Gilbert, thank you so much. Gilbert Burns has been a great coach, a great friend, a great teacher to me. And I always say great things about you, except when I'm talking to you personally. But when you're not there, I always say great things about you and have big respect. And you help me so much with my jiu-jitsu, and I enjoy our talks together, and I appreciate you as a friend. And thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. That was hard. It wasn't easy.
You watch this video all the way through, and that tells me you're dedicated to learning more and earning far above average outcomes in your life. Congratulations for that. But now it's time to take action. If you could have earned those results by yourself, you would have done it already. My head coach has opened up a few spots on his high-demand calendar for an in-person, one-on-one strategy session to help you. On this call, we'll give you the pragmatic advice that you can implement tonight to get laser-focused on the right metrics and leave mediocrity far behind in your past. Click that link right now in the description below and apply for your call immediately. Do it now.